Well, they call it Stormy Monday, but Tuesday's just as bad. Well, they call it Stormy Monday, but Tuesday's just as bad. Wednesday is worse, Thursday's oh so sad. Yeah, the eagle flies on Friday. Saturday I go out to play. Yeah, the eagle flies on Friday. Saturday I go out to play. Sunday I go to church. I get down on my knees and pray. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy on me. Lord have mercy. My heart's in misery. I'm crazy about my baby. Yeah, send her home to me. That's T-Bone Walker's Stormy Monday, a song that's been recorded by loads of people, and there are lots of different versions, including different versions by T-Bone Walker himself. But really, what we're looking at here is a slow blues with a lovely shuffle feel, quite sparse, lots of closed chords, and lots of really interesting jazzy chord movements. So it's a 12-bar blues, so let's find out our main three chords. Even though one of these chords shows up just for a tiny amount of time, if we have our three main chords, we can use them as a kind of anchor for our 12-bar blues. It's in the key of G, and we're going to play our three main chords as ninth chords. So here they are, a G9, a C9, just flip your first two fingers round. Keep them in the same frets, but swap strings. So now your index finger is on your low D string, and the other three fingers follow on after that on your third, second and first string. And that is your C9. Slide that up 2 frets, so your index finger is at the 4th fret, and that one is your D9. Now you could play this, and early T-Bone Walker, he sometimes just played this as a fairly straightforward 12-bar blues, and you could do that. There's your one chord, the G9. Like our quick change blues that we did before, this one also goes to the 4 chord, the C chord, in the 2nd bar, and then back to that G9 again. So have a look at the quick change baritone blues lesson to see more about that. Back to that C again. And if we were doing it as a straightforward 12-bar blues, we'd go back to the G, and then we'd go up to our D9, down to our C9, and then our G9. And maybe a turn around, we might go back to the D9. And you can play Stormy Monday blues just as a nice 3-chord but jazzed up kind of shuffle blues with those nice 9th chords. However, most people play it with this little section in it, which I'm going to show you now. It'll walk up and walk down again, and it does really define this kind of slow jazzy blues. So let's go through this little walk-up section and then we'll put the chart on the screen and work our way through it, and then we'll add a few things. So we have this little section part way through the second line. So the first line we've had a G9, a C9, a G9 and another bar of G9. Then we go to our C9 and our C9 and back to our G9. This will all become clear when I show you the chart in a moment. But when we get back to our G9 here, we're going to go to an A minor 7, barring across the 5th fret. Then we take that bar to a B minor 7 at the 7th fret. Then walk it down to the 6th fret, B flat minor 7, back to the A minor 7 at the 5th fret. Then we have an E flat 9, which is just 1 fret above our D9, and that's where it goes to our D9 and then back to our G9, and then there's a little turnaround. G9, C9, chords we've had before, except for this last one. Now I played a little run on it like that, but you could strum the whole chord like this. And that's a de-augmented chord. And that really just sets up a lot of tension so that we want to go back to G. And of course, at the end, when we don't want to go back to G, we'll have to do something else. I'll show you that later on. Now, lots of these shapes might take a little bit of practice to get under your fingers before you dive into the whole thing. So you might want to pause here and just get used to some of those. But if you're ready for it, here's the chart for the whole thing. We're going to go through it nice and slowly. Now, the feel for this one, we don't need lots of strumming. It's very sparse. The feel is really a 12-8 feel. Now, don't worry about that. A 12-8 is just like a 4/4 song, i.e. 4 beats in a bar. But we have a 3 feel on each beat. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Our main beats, 2, 3, 4. Still fall in the same place, but instead of dividing it up into 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, we go 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, which gives us 12 eighth notes in a bar, hence the name 12-8. You could play all of them, but it'd be a little bit too much really to be going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to try and really make this nice and sparse. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2 main strums in a bar. And if I put any extras in, they'll have to line up with those 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3s to give us this nice shuffle feel. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So as long as those extra upstrokes fall on one of those 1, 2, 3s, probably the 3 of each group of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, because that's what gives us the swing shuffle feel. Don't worry about that too much. Just concentrate on 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. In other words, on the 4 main beats of the bar, but the 2 and the 4 are a little bit choppier and a little bit louder, and the 1 and the 3 can ring out and be a bit softer. Here's the chart, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, G9. C9, G9, C9, here's the walk up, G9, A minor 7, B minor 7, B flat minor 7, A minor 7, E flat 9, slide it down 1 fret to D9, and G9, C9, G9, and then this tricky chord, this de-augmented. It's quite hard to get your fingers to that one for a strum, and actually it sounds better with this nice little riff that I'll show you in a second. So when you've got comfortable with finding your way around those chords and playing that chart and just keeping that nice simple rhythm, let's see if we can add some more interesting things. The first thing is that final chord, that D augmented. It's a tricky chord to get, 4, 3, 3, 1. And actually, T-Bone Walker used to like to play a little run on this, and I like to do the same thing. So I start on my open D string, I slide up to the 4th fret with my 2nd finger on that same string, and then my index finger covers down and covers both the G and B strings at the 3rd fret. And I play them one at a time. And once I get off that bottom string, I can lose my 2nd finger so it doesn't get in the way, so I don't get, because that 2nd finger's in the way. So as soon as I play this note, that 2nd finger's gone and I'm just left with my index finger covering the 3rd fret, and I don't play the 1st string. And you could pick that with your fingers or just with your right hand thumb. I use that as an intro as well. So that would make our turnaround at the end sound like this. Our last 2 bars. G9, C9, G9. And if you want to put a chord on that chop, just try and put that 2nd finger back down again if you have taken it off. And I'm muting my 1st string there. It's actually quite difficult not to mute your 1st string when you're playing that, but I'm just hitting the low 2 or 3 strings just to give me something happening on that beat. And then I'm back to my G9 to start again. Something else you might have noticed were these little slides that I did. On the G9 and the C9. And they're really easy to do because you don't change your left hand position at all. You keep the same shape. We're just going to slide it up 2 frets and down 2 frets. But I'm going to pick out 2 strings, and they're different 2 strings on each one. On my G9, I'm going to play the inside 2 strings, my G and B strings, with my thumb and 1st finger, and slide up 2 frets and then back down again and play them again. So I get this. And then on the C9, I use my thumb and finger again, but this time instead of playing the G and B strings, I play the G with my thumb and the E with my 1st finger. And you can put them in wherever you feel like it. So you might do it like this. The first couple of bars are tricky because there's only 1 bar of each chord. But when you get to the G9 in bars 3 and 4, you've got a little bit more time to do that. So maybe don't do it in the first 2 bars, but do it in the next 2 bars where you've got 2 bars of G, and the 2 bars after that where you've got 2 bars of C, like this. Well, they call it Stormy Monday. Don't do it here. But Tuesday's just as bad here. And then we go to the next line. They call it Stormy Monday. Tuesday's just as bad. So you notice it fits in between the lines of the song, or in gaps in the lines, which is really nice because that means you don't have to think about 2 things at once. So the only other thing left to do is an ending. We've had our intro, which I chose to do like this. Just that last chord and then straight into verse 1. When we get to the end of the last verse, we get to that last line, crazy about my baby. Yes, send her home to me. Turn around. Instead of the D augmented, we're going to go back to a G9, which we're already on, really. We haven't gone anywhere. We've gone G9, C9, G9. But rather than just stay there, let's find a higher inversion of G9 and slide up into it. Well, if we take the C9 shape and slide it all the way up so that we're at, first of all, the 7th fret with our index finger, then up 1 more fret, the 8th fret with our index finger, and the 9th fret with our index finger, and the other 3 fingers will be on the 10th fret, which you might well have a dot on. That chord is just a higher G9, and we've gone up to it from 2 frets below, 1 fret at a time. It's kind of echoing this business with our B to B flat to A minor 7. We've got lots of these little movements at E flat 9 down to our D9. All these little slides, even these little ones that we were doing here. All these little movements, it's nice to have them in the ending as well, just to tie it all up. That rounds it off nicely. Take your time with this one. Don't thrash away at it. Just lots of space. And when you do those slightly louder chop chords, which should come on beat 2 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1. Try and make them short as well as loud. Now the advantage is with having no open strings on any of these chords is I can either strum the chord and let it ring, or I can play it and then release the left hand pressure. Now I'm not taking my fingers off the strings, I'm just not pressing them down onto the frets. So they're still on the strings, which means those strings can't ring, but they're not touching the frets, so we won't get a note. And that means I can go, and I'm stopping that with this hand releasing that pressure. That means I can go long, short, long, short. And that short one is a really loud stab. Well, they call it Stormy Monday, but Tuesday's just as bad. Well, they call it Stormy Monday, but Tuesday's just as bad. Wednesday is worse, Thursday's oh so sad. Yeah, the eagle flies on Friday. Saturday I go out to play. Yeah, the eagle flies on Friday. Saturday I go out to play. Sunday I go to church. I get down on my knees and pray. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy on me. Lord have mercy. My heart's in misery. I'm crazy about my baby. Yes, send her home to me. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.